you said, my name is Colin O'Neill. I'm a consultant at EBCONT America. So I've been working with MarkLogic for about 15 years or so. Got my start in it through kind of traditional publishing routes. And in the past few years for EBCONT, I've been getting in more into the broader data side of MarkLogic. Worked a lot in data transformation, both as a lead developer and as a business analyst for large publishing companies. And today, what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly describe what we do with EBCONT. We're going to walk through a few case studies, one in e-learning, one in safety systems, and one in healthcare. And then we're going to talk about the tools and the partners that we have. And we're also going to go through something future-looking, using MarkLogic as an AI hub or an AI publishing hub, and what our next steps will be, and how we can kind of help you with your goals. So first, let me just talk about EBCONT. So we have about 700 employees year-round, $80 million in revenue, 130 customers, over 20 partners. Our main office is in Vienna, Austria. We have other locations also in Austria and Germany. We have an office in New York, and we're looking to expand. Anywhere there's kind of like business, we're trying to get people with feet on the ground. We all know remote work is important, but it's important to have feet on the ground too. So we have these. So yeah, you can kind of see there. I didn't get an updated map with North America, but it should be on there for next year's presentation here. If you guys want to wait around for that, we'll have an updated map. We have customers and partners across a whole lot of different verticals. So what we do with our customers is we develop individually tailored solutions and address their specific needs. We see this as the future of successful cooperation. So what we don't do is develop a product and try and sell a product. What we want to do is we want to find a customer with specific needs, and we want to work with them to find a solution for those needs. And we think that the best way to do that is with a well-functioning partner network. So with long-standing partners, we try and offer trustworthy and sustainable solutions in the IT sector. Obviously, a big part of that is progress. Most of our progress implementations so far have been MarkLogic, but we also have some semaphore work that we do for other customers as well. This is across all sorts of industries, so we can kind of see there's education, there's marketing, media, financial, public sector, fire and safety. And then our partners are obviously MarkLogic. We're at AWS and Microsoft, so cloud solutions. We can do fully tailored services for AWS and Microsoft. Our CMS partner is SiteFusion, which is based in Straubing, Germany, but we have SiteFusion customers all around the world too. One of our better partnerships has been with Elastic, so vector search is also something that we can integrate with different systems and everything. Fonto XML editor, we are a reseller and a consultant company for Fonto XML, so that ties in pretty closely to our SiteFusion CMS solutions, but also can be extended so Fonto can work in a non-CMS solution as well. And we're happy to talk about any one of these partnerships with anyone that wants to come by. We do have a booth right out here. You probably kicked it on your way into the hallway. That's ours. So what do we, oh no. I didn't realize there was animations on some of these. Sorry. So what we offer is a full life cycle management for digital transformation needs, from strategy and consulting through development, operations, and design. So we can offer infrastructure, managed services, cloud, IAC, and hybrid. Like I said, we are an AWS partner. We also stand up Azure. We haven't really worked too much with Google Cloud at this point, but if a customer has it, we can probably get some cloud technicians up there to do it. We will work with you. We're not just an IT firm, so we are strategy and consulting as well. We have a lot of people. So I came to the company obviously with a background in publishing and development and business analysts, but we are consultants. So like I said, we're trying to build solutions with the customer, with the client, and we really want to take each one of them and become a better business case for the future. So we can work with data integration, advanced analytics, semantics and AI, through agile coaching and quality assurance. So we have testers across all sorts of market, across different technology code sets, so it's Java development, stuff like that as well. We can do business applications, full stack development, and system integration. If you have a system and you just kind of want to upgrade it to something else, it's something that we can do, and we can move on from there. So one of the reasons we trust what we do is because we have a successful delivery model. So we have a dynamic team with flexible development teams on time and material basis with scaling team size. So if a priority raises the date forward, we can expand our team, add a few more developers, get a specific benchmark met, and then kind of back off and move into more steady state stuff. We have direct integration into the customer's projects and processes. We offer professional services, specialized services and task force, defined work packages and deliverables, and subject-specific consulting and implementation. So our solution delivery includes turnkey project implementation, managed services, project realization from the idea to the rollout, and individual concept development and system architecture. So one of the things that we think at EBCONT that makes us different is we are the largest IT consultant company in Austria, but that doesn't mean that we cannot work with smaller and medium, so SMEs or small and medium enterprise companies. So we do have this kind of startup mentality. It's one of the reasons, but we also have a full workforce that can bring this all together too. Our promise is that we are a reliable partner. We're flexible and solution-oriented. We have long-term, diverse expertise, a successful partner network that we have great communications with, and we can bring in people, like I said, with Fonto. We can bring in Fonto developers that'll work with us and really get something that'll work for everyone. We do have ISO certification securities in 27 Alt-1 and 9 Alt-1. These are what keep me off specific floors in our building in Austria, but also it's really important to keep your data secure, and we can manage all of that stuff as well. What we do is we have data-driven solutions. So we use big data, data integration and data science, advanced analytics, AI, ML, semantics. We can leverage your organization's accumulated data for insights, integrate with fresh data streams to stay up to date, incorporate third-party data sources to enrich analysis and expand possibilities. And then we have a data management pipeline to harmonize and enrich. We can disentangle links, sorting through complex relationships between data points for clarity. We can classify quality and trust through rigorous QA to ensure reliable outcomes. And we are GDPR compliant and secure and secure. So now that that's all done, what we're really here to talk about today are 3 different case studies. So the first one we're going to talk about is an e-learning study, and this is about Verlag SKV, who is a Swiss publisher that specializes in creating high-quality educational content, including technical literature and teaching aids. Their mission is to provide up-to-date, accessible educational materials to learners and educators. So they faced a couple things. These are challenges, but it's also kind of what they were looking for to do. So they wanted to create and provide content faster and in different languages. They struggled sometimes with how often the contents of these learning materials would be updated, and they wanted to be able to provide digital and interactive exercises for the students in these verticals. So a major pain point they had was the ability to translate content efficiently into different languages. Traditional translation methods were slow and error-prone, creating bottlenecks in the content development practice. They also required enhanced content discoverability to quickly identify dependencies and highlight the changes within the educational material. So our solution for Furlog was to use one of our partners, who was SiteFusion, CMS company, made for publishers. So SiteFusion CMS is a solution with workflow automation handling content creation and distribution, supplemented with XML authoring tool Fonto. MarkLogic is the back end of the SiteFusion CMS. I don't feel like I need to explain what MarkLogic does, but we can understand as we go through the case study why MarkLogic is the best way to operate with this. Camunda is an interesting partner as well. So they are a BPM and workflow engine. So older workflow engines like Activity and JBoss, these are kind of out of date, and Camunda has really taken a lead on making sure BPMN 2.0 is not only functional but also future ready. And so one of the reasons that we use Camunda in our CMS is not only the flexibility where you have one workflow, but also the ability to have multiple workflows and node points, and we can have them connect to different interfaces as well. And then we use Fonto for intuitive, fast, and efficient web-based XML editing. So we have a quick look at Fonto there on the left-hand side, well, my left-hand side. And I just want to go a little further into Camunda as well. So Camunda's workflow automation using BPMN was kind of central to this. By implementing an XML first approach with Fonto, we enabled real XML validation during the content authoring process. The structured editor, guided by BPMN defined workflows, allowed teachers and content creators to work intuitively without needing to understand the complexity of XML. So you have authors, they don't have to see XML. They can just type things out, select things from drop-downs, right-click, context menus, don't ever need to see a tag. And what you have on the back end is fully structured text, which obviously can be used to feed these AI models and these LLMs. So with MarkLogic's native XML database at the core, the solution offered full flexibility in content structure and the ability to store and retrieve educational data content efficiently. Additionally, the built-in semantics of MarkLogic enhanced search and retrieval, allowing educators to locate and update content with ease. So with those tools, what we did is we built a Gen AI, there we go, all three. We implemented an automated content generation tool using Gen AI, integrating these LLMs into the workflow. The integration allowed us to automatically generate alternative text for images, which obviously is really important now with the European Accessibility Act, as well as WCAG 2.0, about having alt text for all images, just to help accessibility. Additionally, we use the LLMs to create various types of questions based on the existing educational content, supporting educators in developing interactive learning materials. These automated processes not only enrich the educational content, but also significantly reduce the time and effort required for content creation and updates. So as the content creators are going through, what we wanted to do was we wanted to be able to have the inline questions developed on the text that they write. So they write kind of a lesson plan, and you can have AI take whatever was written in that lesson plan and create context-aware questions and answers and other ways to kind of prove that people are learning with this content. So this integration platform, so the implementation of BPMN workflows, combined, so the structured text that we use here was data learning and training. These standards resulted in fast and efficient content creation and a distribution platform. By integrating these workflows into the new CMS, SKV was able to streamline content production, including the creation, review, and distribution processes. The structured authoring practices provided by data learning and training also allowed content to be broken into reusable components. So question and topics in this lesson plan could also be reused in other lessons plans, and we have them all kind of semantically tagged in the MarkLogic database. As a result, translating content into multiple languages became more manageable, ensuring that SKV could spend the proper amount of time on it instead of just doing kind of manual, slow translations, we can now automate like a huge part of that translation service. So they're able to send this into different languages, but not only different languages, but also kind of like different learning levels as well. So as you certain reading levels can be adapted quickly, so you can take reading materials and adapt it to something like a grade 4 or 5 years younger, and kind of keep it as the same data model. So. Sorry about that. So scenario 2 is about a safety and learning case study. So Ritschka-Kohl is an industrial company that provides fire alarm systems, communication systems, and security systems, and is also responsible for the servicing. Maintenance of the different systems, plants, hospitals, airports, but also factories, manufacturing plants, all that stuff. What they wanted to do was ensure compatibility of all the different components. They wanted to keep an asset management system to also be able to say that this part needs to be reduced, this part is having a problem, all of this part or should be replaced in the next year, like stuff like that. They want to send out alerts and alarms in case it dysfunctions, as well as obviously high secure access control, because anything like that is obviously ripe for destructive practices, I'll say. So the main challenges that we were facing with Ritschka-Kohl was cost reduction for the service team. So the centralized system for managing component data and service information. Technicians did not have the information for which components need maintenance, resulting in inefficient servicing and costly follow-up appointments. If a technician arrives on site to fix something, he might not have the particular piece to be able to fix it. Another challenge was tracking and ensuring compatibility between different versions of components in their systems. So this required a centralized repository to search across historical data, which would enable the technicians to identify the correct components. The big thing that we did here was we created a solution approach based on the Internet of Things. So it's a platform which took a bunch of different data points and started to store it all on MarkLogic. So to address these challenges, the platform centralized the entire data structure, storing component dependencies in an RDF triple store for fast and accurate access. We utilized MarkLogic's capability to handle various formats. So they had a lot of data that was in CSV or DocX or PDF or JSON, XML, Excel, all sorts of stuff. And because of that, we were able to just upload it, extract the data from it, and store it in MarkLogic. This enabled a common search functionality across all data by allowing technicians to access project data, component information, manuals, and construction plans in one place. MarkLogic's versioning features allowed the platform to manage historical data effectively, so technicians have the right information at the right time. The solution also featured predictive maintenance capabilities, so this was one of the big gains, was not just that that this part is going to expire at a date, but also certain things to watch for as part of that that'll alert the systems back and let the technicians know that this might become a problem at some point, right? So the outcome was that Ritschka-Kohl experienced a significant improvement in their service operations. The centralized data hub meant that service technicians were better prepared with the correct information and parts, reducing the number of service appointments required. And obviously, when they get to that service appointment, they also have the proper materials and whatever they needed to fix the problem. If I'm speaking a little fast, just let me know. Sorry. It's the lights. So with the RDF triple store, managing component compatibility became more streamlined, ensuring that the latest versions and necessary updates were identified promptly. This proactive approach to maintenance and service compatibility also enhanced the reliability of Ritschka-Kohl systems, creating a more secure environment for their clients. We also have another case study I wanted to go over, which is a healthcare provider. So this is a healthcare provider in the DACH region, so Germany, Austria, Switzerland. So Tima Verlag is the leading medical publisher in the DACH region. Supports the whole medical staff at the point of care. Tima provides their services in the U.S. market as well. I think there's a New York office. So different target groups in different medical sectors. And it's about, again, having the right information delivered to the right audience at the right time. So if a nurse is doing home care, she or he is going to get certain information. If it's hospital care, it's going to be a slightly different amount of information. And each point in the audience is going to have its own context. And so what we needed to do was build a tool that would be context aware like that for them. So their primary challenge was managing a huge corpus of content stored in silos, scattered across different formats and data centers. So a lot like what Ritschka-Kohl went through, we had the same issue with Tima, or Tima had the same issue that we were addressing, I should say. They needed a centralized hub to provide fast access to various resources while tailoring the delivery to target audiences such as doctors, nurses, physios, and students. Manual tagging of large data sets was another problem that they were having. The editorial teams were overworked, probably understaffed as well. And with the constantly evolving medical knowledge, they needed to efficiently tag and categorize content in multiple languages. Additionally, the content delivery needed to be audience aware, like I was just saying. So the solution that we came up with was a centralized data hub with semantic tools integration. Okay. To address these issues, now that we have everything in the data hub, we created this so that we can deliver out of that hub, and packages could be downloaded for use in offline apps, which we developed for both iOS and Android. So these are just, phone native apps that have the information. And again, this is going to tablets that nurses have at the bedside or other kind of output areas. Source content could be retained if necessary based on use. Semantic capabilities were leveraged to automate the content tagging in multiple languages. So the taxonomy-driven integration facilitated more efficient content management, but also enabled the platform to offer similarity score services, recommending related content based on the context, as well as basically, it's about getting what you asked for, but also being able to say, are there other similar things? If I didn't match all the criteria, what other places could I look? And so we were able to deliver that to them. The MarkLogic Hub also included a discovery-led platform for data reporting. So search functionalities utilizing metadata, content tags, and ICD codes to allow healthcare professionals to find precise information they needed quickly. Furthermore, the platform was integrated with public authorization interfaces to support complex recertification processes. This kind of ties back into the first case study as well, where we're helping to create the kind of refresher questions and courses that people need while they're getting recertified. So it also helped from that, and I think that was kind of another approach. So we created this discovery-led platform. So Tima could manage and distribute medical content more efficiently. Automated tagging process reduced the manual workload, while the enhanced search capabilities made it easier for these professionals to find what they were looking for. By providing both online and offline access, Tima ensured their users had the flexibility to access critical information anytime, anywhere. This solution not only improved user experience, it also positioned Tima as a forward-thinking provider in the healthcare and publishing space. So this is a slide that I want to talk about why Mark Logic was able to help in each one of these cases. So Mark Logic versioning allowed us to create these complex queries that are able to search over all historical data. So if things get sent down based on a certain version, we can also say that this version got sent down, even though there's a more up-to-date version, and also give us back reporting to say, we are sending older versions and we should be sending up the most up-to-date version or things like that. The RDF triple store organizes and manages compatibility information for components, leveraging semantic triples for enhanced querying and linking across complex data sets. We can also possibly do that with a semaphore, with a project progress semaphore integration. There's also semantic enrichment, which automatically tags content with meaningful metadata, enabling deeper insights and improving discoverability. We have alert queries to deliver proactive notifications regarding future maintenance cases or any critical updates. And a universal index, which allows for the seamless access to all data across various formats in a relative content and searchable and retrievable from one place. And these are all things that we wouldn't be able to do without Mark Logic. So, and then, sorry. So those three case studies, and like I said at the beginning, with EBCONT, we don't typically create a product, we create solutions, but through our work creating these solutions, we do have kind of a view for the future. And basically it entails letting your data work for you. So it's important to understand that data and artificial intelligence are no longer just tools, they are enablers of innovation and efficiency. And these are just kind of bullet points, but it highlights the key components of how we can help businesses unlock that, right? So first of all, data access at scale. It's critical to have the ability to access data quickly, and it has to be, we all have large data sets at this point. If you've been in business for 15 years, you have at least that in data, right? We also have process orchestration that ensures various systems and workflows are coordinated efficiently, automating tasks and reducing the manual effort. Data integration and harmonization allows us to combine data from different sources and transform it into a usable format. It's about making sure that all of your data speaks in the same language, which is crucial for accurate analysis and decision making. We integrate MLOps and operationalization, which is the process of managing and deploying machine learning models in production environments. This allows businesses to continuously train their AI models while also using them in that same production system. So it kind of creates a feedback loop. So, the content that's getting used the most is also the content that's feeding these AI models relationships to each other. A key feature to our approach is native end-to-end semantic AI integration, meaning that AI isn't just an afterthought, it's built right into the core, it's right at the start, and we're going to start building with it in mind at the beginning. So to support a wide variety of systems, we implement integration patterns of existing integrations. These make it easier to connect different tools and technologies for smoother interoperability. And we believe in creating systems that are open and extendable and offer flexible and granular data persistence. This means that your data solution, This means that your data solutions should not only fit your needs today, but also be adaptable to future changes. So one of the things that we have started talking about doing is creating this EBCONT AI hub pattern. So using this, we want to offer these AI services in a low-code solution. This is something that also ties into a lot of our BPMN solutions. So we create this node that does this thing, and then you don't need a developer to implement that specific function anymore. We create this node to do something with data, and the node just knows what to do, and you plug it into a BPMN diagram, and it just kind of works. We paired this with Semaphore, or we are pairing this with Semaphore. We've also used Poolparty to manage ontologies in developing these large language models that are also feeding these content sets. Some case studies. Okay. So, so where we would use this, other than just kind of the basic publishing background, we would also use this in supply chain management. So AI can streamline logistics, optimize inventory levels, and predict demand fluctuations while improving visibility across the entire supply chain. We can also use it for fraud detection, which is an AI-powered system that can quickly analyze patterns and flag suspicious activities in real time. Keep helping businesses stay ahead of the fraud. Reusable structured documentation, this is something that we went over in the case study a little bit. We can also use it in anti-money laundering, so AI models can be used to monitor transactions and detect complex patterns that are indicative of money laundering. We've used it, one of the things that we use it most often for is SEO. So in digital marketing, data analytics combined with AI can optimize content strategies, tagging content with keywords and things like that to move on. HR management systems, AI-powered systems can manage everything from employee data and performance tracking to recruitment and training. We haven't really built that one out yet, but it's just kind of a theoretical that we could use it using the same AI patterns.
So for your AML applications, do you have existing data points that would let you model against things that you know to be anti-money laundering and compare results?
We would, we would have to see what the existing models are. But yeah, we would use existing knowledge to feed a model to apply different weights. Is that what you're asking?
Do you have that currently?
Oh, we don't store that. We would build that out as a solution for a customer.
Any individual user?
Customer, yeah, not user, but yeah, company, yeah. These are kind of summary slides as well, but yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna skip that one because we are running a little short on time. So what I really wanted to cover here is not just that we are a CMS company or a data company or an IT staffing firm. We do all sorts of stuff, and we have, like I said, 700 developers that are able to work in a bunch of different ways. We have a number of MarkLogic developers. We have data engineers on staff. We also have project managers, business analysts. We have software testers. We have the whole life cycle. So we've explored how integrating Fonto and Site Fusion can streamline content creation and management processes. But when it comes to using generative AI in these workflows, especially with sensitive or private data, we need to make sure that we are not exposing private data to the public, and we're also using that private data in the way it's supposed to be. So it's creating these RAG solutions that get rid of all the unnecessary context. So we are. Do we have much time left? I don't want to.
5 minutes to do it.
Okay. So first we ingest content into MarkLogic where private documents and data are securely stored and managed. And then when a user submits a query, MarkLogic performs a semantic search, identifying the most relevant sections of these private documents. This ensures AI generates answers based on your private trusted data rather than an open public data set. I think I've seen this in a few other presentations already, but this has just kind of become the standard of how companies are going to handle this. So based on this private search, we generate a customized prompt for the AI, and this could be ChatGPT, this could be Claude, this could be, I don't know if Amazon Q is taking this stuff, but we can use that relevant data from your data private content and then give you more accurate responses aligned with a public knowledge base. And then finally, when AI generates an answer, it's still important to note that the response is still subject to the limitations of LLMs, including potential inaccuracies. But this approach allows businesses to harness the power of Gen AI without sacrificing privacy or security, making it a powerful tool for sensitive environments like publishing, legal, or healthcare. These are some of the problems that we have with AI. And we are well aware of it, and we are trying our best to stay ahead of these things as well. So most Gen AI models, including ChatGPT, are trained on public data sets. This means that if you're using models without a private data integration, like the one we provide, you're relying on information that may not be relevant to your specific needs. There's also the problem of out-of-date content. You need data protection, and obviously the big buzzword with AI right now is just hallucinations. One of the biggest limitations is that Gen AI generates outputs that are just factually incorrect and appear convincing. This could pose a risk if you're relying on AI for content accuracy. So we're keeping this in mind as we develop these solutions. A lot of this has to do with a proper RAG, that's retrieval augmented graph solution. But these are all things that we keep in mind as we're doing that. This slide was supposed to be a few earlier, so I'm going to jump to here. Okay, so this is just a general slide that we kind of use in my work as a Site Fusion CMS developer consultant. It illustrates how we use low-code workflows and external AI tools to create a highly automated, intelligent content management ecosystem. At the core, we have Site Fusion CMS managing XML content and assets. We use MarkLogic's API and Spark connector, and we can integrate into machine learning data sets, enabling the AI models to process and learn from this content in real time. To orchestrate these workflows, we connect external AI services. Sometimes they're cloud-based tools, so that would be, I think we use Google Images to help us generate alt text for images that we send up. That was one of the things that we talked about during the Verlag. And that's the kind of stuff that we can also do. By orchestrating these workflows, Site Fusion not only handles the content, but integrates with AI for machine learning and automation. This orchestration model ensures that we can dynamically integrate various AI and machine learning tools and keeping the workflow efficient and scalable. If we want to swap something out, it's the BPMN that lets us swap out one solution for another and without missing a beat. It's all hot swappable. It's kind of a key part to the way we're building these tools. And one of the main, so these are the main factors for delivery that we have at EBCONT. So it's important, every EBCONT project that we're on, we know exactly what the customer needs and understand the unique challenges. We have experts and we have a plan. We have years of MarkLogic experience as well as experience in any number of other technologies. We also have full progress support with semaphore solutions, and we're here, so we're going to learn more about the other progress tools as well. EBCONT and MarkLogic work together to deliver powerful solutions. These are end-to-end solutions that not only solve immediate challenges, but are also scalable and future-proof. Yeah, okay. And that is kind of it. Sorry if I spoke a little too quickly. So again, my name's Colin O'Neill. Jürgen Ritschka-Kohl is here, also from EBCONT. He's in from Austria. And then Jeff Wood is not here, but Jeff Wood is the head of Site Fusion Pro Console, which is a North American Site Fusion integrator. I would like to know, does anyone have any questions or need any clarification? If you do, we are, like I said, we are right at this booth, right at the foot of the hallway. You can come by. I can give you a quick demo of Site Fusion. We can talk through some of these tools. We also have, I think we might have some screenshots of some of the integration platform and stuff like that too. Yeah, Phil?
Yeah, just in your MarkLogic implementations, are you creating or housing all that data in MarkLogic, or is MarkLogic sometimes playing out data?
I would say both happens. It really depends on what a customer comes to us with. So if they're starting from zero, we obviously have to feed the database first. MarkLogic is the beginning for a lot of other customers, though, where so something has to feed MarkLogic, and then it's pointing out into the editorial process. So if we feed MarkLogic and Semaphore or Pool Party, any of these data sets, we can feed that directly into Fonto as objects, or we can feed it directly into Site Fusion. But again, we don't just work with Site Fusion or Fonto. We kind of build it based on what the customer needs. So if you have content, that's going to be the source, or if you have content, that's going to be a destination. But I think a lot of us we have content that's source and destination at this point. It has to go in a circle at this point. So does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do we have other questions? Yep.
You had mentioned at the beginning of the presentation around SMBs and mid-market organizations. Have you guys had any success with the MarkLogic or Semaphore implementation at an SMB or a mid-market company?
I said SME, and it sounds like you're saying SMB. I just want to make sure. So I was talking about small and medium-sized businesses. Okay. Jürgen might be able to answer that a little better. Do you?
Yeah. So in the most of our project with MarkLogic, we are doing it for really big companies, not for the medium and small. Right.
That's often the case, just a price point, but we try not to talk about cost here. Do we have other questions? All right, great. Like I said, we are right here at this booth. If you do come up with anything, please stop by. And if not, I'm sure I'll try and bump into you at some point today. All right. Thanks, everyone.